About music. Music is the greatest of arts. It fully depends on the Lord, because harmony is in heaven, and a composer's soul is able to capture it. Real music is not born in minds, but the soul tells the mind what kind of a celestial harmony is in tune with the soul. In fact, the music that has been penned by a composer can show his soul. Music is an extraordinary cure for a soul. When we feel despair, sadness, fear, helplessness, and feel like God has abandoned us, the Lord comes into our souls with the sounds of heavenly harmonies. Do not seek the Lord in human passions that are embodied in the sounds, but find Him in the heavenly combinations of sounds that a composer expresses in sublime and divine music. Everything that is dedicated to the Lord in one way or another gives comfort to man. Leaving the ordeals of the earth and going to the heavenly world, not the real, but the speculative one, calms us down. The law of justice prevails in heaven, and justice is the only thing that is really able to comfort a tormented soul. Each of us will hear music in the eternal world after our bodily death. What will it be like? This can be determined during lifetime. Think about what sounds make you cry with tears of joy, what stuns you to the depths of your being. Then, no doubt you will hear them in the heavenly world, if the sounds are harmonious. Just answer honestly. What kind of music really turns your soul? Villains cannot be stunned by the great sounds of Bach's music. Solveig's song will touch and make only a bright soul cry, and Pergolesi's Stabat Mater brings tears to the eyes of those who are able to share the bitter fate of Virgin Mary and accept it as their own. What cheerful splashes of joy can the melodies of Mozart bring into your life? They are the rainbow-colored reflections for your soul. How gloomy Beethoven is. He forged his magnificent world of sound from his deafness, like the rumbling sounds of the emerging universe, with all its light and dark sides, coming from these subterranean caves. This is a parable about it. A wise man was so addicted to some crafty music that he almost lost his wisdom. The Lord said to him, "My rays are in different music, and this music has the tempting brightness of Satan." "My Lord, how can I distinguish heavenly music from the crafty one?" the wise man asked. "If your soul starts to fly, then it is the music of heaven. And if the soul begins to seek solace in its joys and passions, then that music is crafty. But apart from the soul, we also have the body, which is looking for some joy," the wise man said. The Lord replied, "Yes, you are right. But the music of heaven gives light to the soul, and the body does not need light, but fire in the blood. The difference is that I am the light, and Satan is the fire. Only the soul knows it, and people confuse it. Don't some body pleasures give more power to the good?" The wise man was surprised. "It happens when people send their joy and gratitude for it to heaven. But when they only satisfy their bodies and forget about heaven, Satan exalts," said the Lord. Heaven has become a source for the music of the great composers living on earth. But there are those who use low vibrations and dissonant sound combinations generated by darkness in their works. There is too much darkness in our lives. Why do we need more? People admire the so-called avant-garde music, but this is evil that causes only bitter bewilderment and anger. Why are people so blind that they have announced low vibrations to be the new music destroying harmony? Why do not they understand that there is only one true criterion for evaluation, whether it turns the soul to good or to evil, whether it creates more light or darkness in the world? Our bad thoughts and passions overwhelming our souls can only create something that contradicts the principles of universal harmony. The one who appeals to the Lord and receives the ray of light from Him can create a truly great work. This is the basis of his creativity, the ability to compose harmonious music. Music has always been and will be forever, but now it is going through hard times. The world is enveloped by low vibrations, and music, like a mirror, reflects the current state of the human spirit. Here is a parable about it. One man was not a musician, but he had a flute and started to play it. Heaven heard the music and sent an angel to the man playing the flute. The man got scared, threw the flute away and said, "Lord, forgive me for my ridiculous attempts to perform music. I must have offended your ears with these terrible trills." The angel smiled. On the contrary, the Lord was happy to hear them. The man was astonished. How can he be happy? Why is that? After all, I am not a skilled musician, but an incompetent one. The angel said, "You started to play because your soul longed for heavenly harmony, and musicians usually do not play for it because they need to earn money for a living. Your unskillful music can bring more joy to heaven than the music of professionals." The moral of the parable is that every impulse of a soul and every thought can be seen from heaven, and it is no good for a skillful musician to pretend that he is doing something pleasing to heaven. Generally, the more skilled a musician is, the more money he earns, and music for money is not the music for heaven, even if it was composed by Bach, but performed by someone else who was interested in profits. In this case, it was the music that touched the souls of the listeners that brought joy to heaven, not the actual performance of the music. Music tunes the soul to certain frequencies, and if we listen to Bach's music, then it will be possible for us to hear the music of heaven when our soul leaves the earth. Being tuned to these sounds as to something that cleanses our souls, we will hear the familiar sounds in heaven where the soul experiences inescapable jubilation. The musician stopped playing and put the instruments away. A child asked, "Where is the music?" They showed him the notes. "This is not the music. There are some dots and lines." The child didn't understand it. "Where is the music?" The musicians could not explain it, and the child found the answer. "The music comes into me through my ears and hides there." And he was right, this small, wise boy. The wonderful vibrations enter the soul and live there. The soul, absorbing the music, acquires the vibrations that make it more sophisticated. Music is a necessary requirement for gaining the frequencies that will be recognized by the soul in heaven. And the more harmonious these vibrations are, the easier it will be for the soul wherever it will fly to. That is why you need to listen to the music that touches the soul. The soul will go to the Lord and will be tuned into these vibrations, rather than the dissonant, turbid, and evil ones. One must understand that on earth, people give the soul those qualities that will let the soul take its right place in heaven. Make your souls more sophisticated. Fill them with light while you are on earth.